Ciao, my name is Alessandro and today we're gonna be learning how to play and playing Liar's Dice. Liar's Dice is a 2 to 6 players game published by Playte Games, who sent a review copy, and it is all about lying and bluffing about which dice have you rolled and hiding them from your opponents. You're gonna see how this game actually works during the how to play and the playthrough, but if you enjoy Playte Games, just know that I made more videos for their games and I showed Penguin Party, Ada's Library, Orapa Mine, and Digit Code, and you can find all these videos at the link showing right now in the top right corner of the screen. There's gonna be the playlist with all the Playte games that I showcased on my channel. And if you're going to UK Games Expo, just know that Playte Games will be there at the Relation Games booth. I'm gonna leave all the details in the description below, where you can find exactly where the Revelation booth is and also the link to pre-order some of their games. Go check them out in person, see if there's something that looks for you. Anyways, I just want to remind you that if you like this kind of content, you can leave a like to this video, subscribe to my channel if you want, and I would be immensely grateful. Also, if you feel extremely generous, you can decide to support me on Patreon or tip me a coffee. The links are in the description below, and I would be immensely grateful even for that. But now I think you wanna see how the game plays, so let's go straight to the how to play. And here we are ready to learn how to play Liar's Dice. Now there's a couple of things I wanna mention. The first one is that you might wonder, why is this board so weird? Why does it have so many folds? Well, because this is actually the game box. See? This is actually the game box. And this is so cool, such a cool concept. Also, Ada's Library had the same concept. I forgot to show you in the previous video. But I think this is amazing. Playte Games does a lot of these kind of self-contained boards, boxes, and so on. So I think this is a very cool idea, and I think one that more publishers could explore. But apart from that, this is how our game board looks like. The second thing I want to mention is that this red die doesn't come with the actual game, but I got a dice cup upgraded components, I would say, for this game, but it's actually for any game. You can buy it from Playte Games, and these 6 dice cups came together with this red die. Otherwise, you will only have the white dice in your game. So how does this game work? Well, every player will start with 5 of their dice, and this is gonna be also their health pool, and we're gonna see how that actually works. But the first thing everybody does is basically taking their 5 dice, placing them in their dice cup. The normal game actually come with some like Velcro buildable dice cups. So you're gonna have the dice cups included in the game. They're gonna be not gonna be these plastic ones, but they're gonna be Velcro ones. And then everybody rolls their dice, maybe better than I did. Okay, let's redo it. Everybody rolls their dice. Attempt number 3. Everybody rolls their dice, and in secret they're gonna look at the dice they have. So in this case, I'm gonna show you, I have these dice, but theoretically it's gonna be secret from all players, and they're gonna keep it covered for the entirety of the round. Now, the first player will have to make a prediction with the prediction die. Again, normal game, you're gonna have a normal die, but I'm gonna use this red one for the prediction die. And my prediction can be something like, okay, there are 1 3s in all the dice that have been rolled. Okay, so you're gonna have to set the die, the face of the die, to the actual faces of the die that you're betting on, and you're gonna have to place it on a space that is the number of those faces that you think there are among all players. Now, this is a very low bet, but you can also start from something like, okay, I think there are 5 3s in all the cups of all players, and this means at least 5 3s. There can be even more, and you will still be fine. We're gonna see how that actually works. Well, how do you determine the first player? Well, to do that, everybody's gonna roll all the 5 dice they have at their disposal, and the player that has the most wheels in their dice, so the most of these symbols, is gonna be the first player. If there is a tie, then you sum up all the other dice and you check who has the highest number, and that would be the first player. And if there's still a tie, those people re-roll and they keep having the same criteria until there is no tie anymore. Now, one thing worth mentioning is that these dice are special because they don't have a 1 side, but they have a wheel side instead. The wheel actively acts as a wild icon, so this counts as a 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, so it counts as any other number. So for all purposes of counting how many 3s there are, you're gonna check how many 3s there actually are among all players, plus all the wheel symbols. So after the first player has made a prediction, the player to their left can do one of 3 things. So the first thing they can do is making a new prediction by changing the value of the die that is already on the board but keeping it on the same space. So they can basically change these 3 to any other value that is higher. So I could change these 3 to a 4, 5 or 6 and think that there are like 5 6s among all the players, but I could not roll it down to a 2. Now, the second thing I could do is advancing the die. And when you're advancing the die, you're basically making a whole new prediction. So you can change the die to any value you want in this case, and you're gonna have to place it on any of the spaces on the board that is higher compared to the one that it was before. So if we started with a 3 on here, then we have to place the new prediction on a more advanced space on the board. We cannot go backwards, but we can change the value of the die to any value we want. So I could, for example, say, I think there are actually 7 2s among all players. And as you can see, I advanced 3 spaces. I can advance as many spaces as I want. And I can change the value to any value I want. One thing to notice is that on the gray spaces, you have to select a number that goes from 2 to 6. While on all the red spaces, you will have to only be able to place the wheel symbol. You can also make prediction strictly on the amount of wheel symbols among all players. So in this case, you're betting that there is at least 1 wheel symbol, at least 2 wheel symbols, at least 3 wheel symbols, and so on, at least 4, at least 5, and so on. So in this case, I'm shifting the prediction to count not how many of a certain value there are including wheels, but counting only the wheels. Well, what if I don't want to do any of these 2 things? What if I don't think that there are at least 4 wheel dice and I don't want to advance my die even further? Well, the third type of action you can do is challenging. You're basically challenging the previous prediction that has been made, and at that point, everybody reveals their dice. So let's take a 2 players example, and suppose this is what my opponent has rolled. They have placed the 4 on this wheel symbol, and I'm challenging them. And I'm saying basically, I don't think that combining our wheels we have at least 4. So everybody reveals their dice, I have been challenging them, and there are only 3 wheel dice. So I was right, and my opponent is gonna have to lose the amount of dice from their dice pool, which remember is also your health pool, equal to the difference between the bet they made and the amount of wheels that are actually in the game. So in this case, 4 minus 3, they're gonna have to lose 1 die of their choice and put it here in the dice graveyard. Suppose actually this was the situation and they had bet on 4 wheels. That's probably a poor prediction, but basically they're gonna have to lose 2 dice because they have made a prediction that is too higher than the actual value of wheels in the game. Now suppose instead they were actually, doing a very good prediction. They rolled a lot of wilds here and we actually had 5 wheels among all players. Then in that case, me, the challenger, I would have to lose 1 die from my dice pool. And that would happen also in the case that there were only 4 of the dice, because the prediction would be accurate and as a penalty I would have to lose 1 die, even though the difference is 0. And this is basically how the game works. Now, I just want to reinforce the fact that if I have bet on something like this, so there are 7 fours, and this die was still here, I would have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fours, because these count as any symbol here, any number. So in this case, if I were challenging this prediction, there would be only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fours, and my opponent will have to lose 2 dice from their dice pool. And basically, this is how the game works. After this round is done, everybody takes back their dice, they re-roll all their dice, the prediction die is reset to the start of the board, and we start a new round. The first player of the next round will be the challenger, so whoever has challenged someone in the last round is gonna be the first player for the next round, and the game continues until all players except one have lost all of their 5 dice. And the last player standing will be the winner. And this is basically all you need to know to play Liar's Dice. And that's why it's called Liar's Dice, because you kinda need to lie and bluff a little on how many of each dice you have, or be clever about it. Okay, so we're ready for our 2-player game of Liar's Dice, so let's roll to see who starts, shall we? Well, that wasn't, but that doesn't need to be hidden right now.
Okay.
So, well, I have more wheels, so I think I'm gonna start. So remember to start, the start player is the one who has the most wheels. And by the way, Johanna is here with me.
Hi.
I didn't say it before because I give it for granted, but it's fine. Okay, let's just start the game. You're gonna be playing with me, so you're gonna be seeing what I roll, and then, I don't know, seeing the best strategy I have in this game. But yeah, so let's roll, and I'm gonna show you what I have. Let's go. Made it. Okay, so we rolled our dice, so now we're gonna peek. We're gonna peek at them. And I'm gonna show you what I have. Okay, so this is what I rolled right now, and let's see. So I'm gonna be the start player, right? I'm gonna say there are 2 fours.
2 fours. Okay, I'm gonna say 2 fives.
I'm gonna say 2 wheels. So basically what happened is that she was able to increase the number of the die without changing the spot. Now I didn't want to go to 2 sixes, for example, so I had to choose to either go to 3, 4, 5, but I decided to go to 2 wheels and advance the die to the 2 wheels prediction. So now Joanna cannot increase this die because this is reserved for the wheels, but she can go to 4 or 5 or challenge me.
I think I'm gonna advance and say that we have 4 fives.
I think I'm gonna challenge that. I think 4 fives is a lot.
Could be, yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't know. This is rough.
Yeah. This will be exciting.
Wait. I'm double guessing. No, let's go with, I don't know, 5 fours.
I'm gonna challenge that.
Challenging that? Okay. Let's reveal.
Or do you have that?
Let's reveal. I don't.
Oh, I have 2.
And I have 3.
Wow,
yes.
That was exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
was exactly. How much you said? 5 fours?
Yeah, and I had 3 of them, and you had
Oh,
the 4th, so that would have
Yeah,
been...
so that would have been a bad challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, since we have exactly the amount of fours that I selected, Johanna would have to lose the difference between the challenging value and the amount, but actually it would be 0. But since I exactly nailed the number, she would have to lose 1 die. That is gonna go to the graveyard. I'm gonna place it here. And we go to the second round. We re-roll. It was really a me or you kind of situation, right? It was really like, I don't know.
And I could have waited a little bit longer. Like I could have gone forward instead, but then.
But I think I would have challenged.
Then you would have definitely challenged, and
Yeah.
it would have been wrong with
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
sense. So
You could have tried to make a 5 here, but I don't know if I would have allowed that. I mean, if I probably would have challenged the
and then
5
that
fives.
could have been. So I would have lost anyway.
So this is the dice that I have gotten. So let's see. Now the person who challenged is gonna start. So I'm gonna start again, which is not always a good thing. Let's go with 2 4s.
And I can only increase the value, right?
Yes.
Let's go with 3 4s in that case.
I think it's gonna be 4 4s actually.
Well, if you're that confident, why not 5 4s?
Because I'm not confident at all, and now I can challenge you.
No!
Let's see.
No!
Let's see. No, I have no force whatsoever. I don't know. I don't know. Let's try this strategy. I never tried it, so let's see. Well, let's reveal. Maybe we have enough, you know? I have no force whatsoever. Oh, but there are 4.
No,
but you said
5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, good enough. So, I mean,
Wow!
I am 1
So
away.
I would have to skip 2 dice.
No, just 1, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you would, the difference is 5 minus 4 is 1. So you would only lose 1 die. So that's something. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna try this strategy again now, because I'm scared.
It was a good strategy though.
I mean, I was like, 2 4s. For sure someone's gonna have 2 4s if I have none, right? It's gonna work. And then I saw you increasing on the 4s, so I thought like, oh, she's gonna have a lot of 4s. So I was like, let's make her think I have a lot of 4s and see how it goes. But just because you did that, otherwise I would have switched to the 5 or 6
I should have done
strategy.
the 2s instead, because I had 2 2s. So maybe 3 2s wouldn't have been that. So I thought about that afterwards, but then, too late.
Okay, let's see. 3rd round.
This is not going well for me. Which is usually the case when we play.
Yeah, when we played in 3 players with this game, she crashed. I mean, I lost 4 dice in the first round, and then she crushed also the other players. Oh. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, so this is what I'm playing with. This is my pool of dice. And I challenged again, so I need to go first right now. I need to look. It's gonna be 2 4s.
I think there will be 2 5s.
2 5s, huh? Let's do 2 6s, why not?
Let's do 3 6s. I'm forcing you to advance. I thought that could be fun.
I know, right? I think it's gonna be 4 6s.
This is difficult.
It is, I don't know.
Especially when you have 2 dice in the graveyard.
That's true, I totally didn't think about that. Because then the amount of actual numbers that can be there is much reduced. So the board goes up to 19 because you can play this game up to 6 players, but obviously we're never gonna get into the 6 or 7 area even, probably.
It might be a mistake, but I think I'm gonna challenge this one.
I don't think it's a mistake, because I'm thinking like, you only have 3 dice. I totally forgot about that. Let's reveal. 3, 2, 1.
No!
Oh!
Again! This is bad!
What were the chances? Well, and I didn't have any wheels, so I was really like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But I mean, if I had advanced with a lower number...
Yeah, I would have challenged for sure.
Yeah, and I would have lost. And even if I would have advanced with
a
6, I would have lost.
Yeah, I would have challenged for sure after that. This is just...
exactly.
You're just stuck in this situation, right?
Yeah, I think so.
A friend also said like, I wish I could say, I think this is the exact number somehow in this game. So there could be a house rule.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and be like, I think this is exact. So I'm not challenging, I'm not advancing, I'm not doing anything. I'm just like, I think you're correct. But yeah, at that point, for example, you lose dice only if you are actually correct or something like that. I don't know how that could work. Anyways, this is not how this game works, so you're gonna have to lose an extra die. And I feel like that in this game, the more you start losing die, the less you actually can foresee what's happening because you have less dice, so it just goes downhill very quickly. But let's see if this is the case this time too. Okay, let's roll one more time and let's see. You challenged me, so you start.
Oh, I did. That's right. I'm going to say that it is 1 wild.
I'm gonna say 2 wilds.
I'm going to say that there are 4 sixes.
I'm gonna challenge that.
That's a good choice.
And then there weren't even 2 wheels probably, so let's reveal.
Really?
I don't think so.
I could have challenged you on that?
Yeah.
No. Oh, really?
3 sixes.
No, I should have challenged you. I was thinking about it.
I was scared about challenging you here. I was
Yeah,
she might have at least 1 wheel.
Yeah.
But 2 wheels, yeah, see, for example, in this case, I was thinking like, she's gonna think, I thought you had 1 wheel at least. And I was like, she's for sure gonna think I have at least 1 wheel in
exactly.
5 dice,
Yeah,
which is not the case, as you can see. But, so in this case, you lose another die. And yeah, see, this is just like, it's very hard to recover from here onwards.
But I could have, because I was thinking of challenging you there, but I was, I was thinking that you had at least 1, maybe 2, so that
Yeah, but going to 4, it was a very bad, like, I think it was very unlikely going to 4.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I probably would have challenged in that case. I was thinking like, I would probably challenge if I were in her place, even if I have 1 wheel, because I don't think I can go to 4, because with this amount of dice, there's like 7. What are the chances there are all 4 that are actually the same? But I also think you might have thought there are 2 wheels in his pool. So, anyways, let's see another round. The sound is very different.
Yeah. I'm so regretting that I didn't challenge.
Yeah.
I really should have done that. Okay, so you start, right?
Yeah, because I challenged you. Did you check your die?
Oh. Okay.
At this point, it doesn't even matter because I have like 5/6 of the knowledge. So you really like.
Yeah, I'm really at a disadvantage.
I'm gonna say there are 2 sixes. Yeah, this is the point where you're like, if I challenge, I probably know he's gonna have it. If I don't challenge, we're not gonna have it. So it's really like, I don't know.
But I really don't think that it's an advantage for me to challenge at 2. I think I'm gonna lose that. Let's say 3 sixes.
I'm gonna challenge.
You don't have any sixes.
No. I do have 2 sixes.
Oh, and I have 3.
Oh, okay, so I lose my first. See? Okay, good. Good. I lose my first die. At least. Cool. Next round. Oh, wait. I want to reset this just to make it look pretty. And this is what I have in this case. You need to start because you challenged.
Okay, sure. I'm going to do 1 wild.
I'm gonna say there are 4 fours.
That was a big jump.
I know.
Okay. But I mean, you would never have done that if you didn't have 4 fours.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe that's what I want you to think.
Could be. But I cannot guess on anything else than 5 fours because of me only having 1 dice. So no, I would have to challenge that.
Or you could go to 3 wheels if you want.
I could do that. but I'm gonna challenge.
You're gonna challenge?
Yeah.
I have 4/4.
You have 4/4. I didn't have.
There was no way to escape that, I feel like.
No, because the wheel wouldn't work and 5/4 wouldn't work, and you would have known that. You would have challenged that. So,
yeah. I was debating going to the 2 wheels, but then I was like, oh, I actually have 4/4, which is even more restrictive. So I feel like I had to do that. Yeah, but so you lose your last die, and theoretically this is how liar's dice work. So one thing I will say is that I feel like once you start going downhill, there's not that much way to recover. Also, again, this is also a game that works best on multiple people, right? Because it goes way more onwards with the guesses, and sometimes the guesses are completely wrong. When we played at 4 players, people thought there were 7 of a certain dice and there were actually 12 or 13. We were completely off. People would lose 4 dice in the first round. Another problem of this game that I would want to highlight is that once a player is out, it's just gonna watch the other players just like slowly chipping each other away. So there isn't much to do for the player that is out, but I guess this is about all the games that at some point eliminate one of the players. That always happens.
I mean, I think it's a very fun bluffing game. You can bluff a lot in it, and I think that's fun.
That's why it's called liar's dice, because you're supposed to lie.
Yeah.
But like my previous 2 playthroughs of this game with friends, I didn't really do very well. Now on camera, of course, did better, but yeah, but it's also a very luck-based game. But it's definitely more fun with more players because it creates more chaos. I think the fun part of this game is the chaos, which is very high at the beginning of the game because there's so much dice and it's very fun and it's like very unpredictable. And then it slowly goes down with the amount of dice each player has. And if it creates a situation where there's a player with a lot of dice and all the other players with not that many, then it creates this unbalance where the person with a lot of dice has a lot of knowledge, much more knowledge than all the other players. But I guess it's because maybe he played better before and he deserves it, so who knows. But otherwise, this is how you play liar's dice. This was all. This is how liar's dice plays. I shared some thoughts also about the game, about like how it is more fun at more higher player count, and how sometimes it has a little bit of snowball effect. But otherwise, I think this is all I wanted to share with you. Remember to leave a like to this video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel, I would be immensely grateful if you decided to do so. But otherwise, until next video, I hope I'm gonna see you again. I hope you're gonna decide to check out the many other playthrough videos I have on my channel and stick around. Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao!